Coming up next on Arizona Horizon, prevention measures help drug overdoses in the U.S. fall a record 27% last year. Also tonight, hear about efforts to help prevent biodiversity loss due to climate change. And we'll hear about a local video contest focused on the memories of Holocaust survivors. Those stories and more next on Arizona Horizon.
Arizona Horizon is made possible by contributions from the Friends of Arizona PBS, members of your public television station.
Good evening and welcome to Arizona Horizon. I'm Ted Simons. The U.S. Justice Department today announced that it was closing its 3-year investigation of the city of Phoenix and the city's police department. The civil rights investigation retracted findings under the Biden administration that Phoenix officers committed unlawful brutality and discrimination, along with violating the rights of protesters and the homeless. The DOJ under the Biden administration had wanted court oversight of the department by way of a consent decree, but that was something the city opposed. Indeed, Phoenix Mayor Kate Gallego today released a statement saying that, quote, "We will continue to look for every opportunity to make sure we're serving our residents in the best way possible," adding, quote, "I said many times that we would adopt reforms and see them through, and I meant it." National news. President Trump today again met with House Republicans who are as yet not sold on what the president describes as his, quote, "big, beautiful bill" that includes tax cuts. The GOP holdouts say that the bill, as it stands, will increase deficits.
My concern about the deficit and the debt is tremendous. This bill in its entirety, the way it was written, we would go from $36 trillion now in debt to $56 trillion minimum in 10 years. The deficits in the first few years, as this bill is written today, would be well over $1 trillion in just the first few years of this bill. The tax cuts are vitally important, but we've got to balance the tax cuts with some spending cuts, and that's what we're working on.
That said, the House is aiming to hold a vote as soon as possible. A federal judge today said that the Trump administration had violated the judge's order not to deport people to countries that were not their own without first giving them enough time to object. The decision came after a group of men, some from Latin American countries, claimed to have been deported to South Sudan after being given only 24 hours to fight deportation. Reaction from the U.S. Department of Homeland Security?
While we are fully compliant with the law and court orders, it is absolutely absurd for a district judge to try to dictate the foreign policy and national security of the United States of America.
The New York Times reports that the plane has now landed in the East African nation of Djibouti. And one more headline of note, a new study suggests that human teeth may have originated from fish that swam the earth nearly 500 million years ago. The study found that external bumps on ancient fish included the same tissue that's found underneath the enamel on human teeth. That tissue reacts to pressure caused by a hard bite and eating and drinking things that are especially cold or sweet. It's believed that the tissue helped the ancient fish get a sense of their surroundings and swim elsewhere to safety if needed. According to the CDC, U.S. overdose fatalities fell by 27% last year, the largest one-year decline ever recorded. Why did overdose fatalities drop so much, and can these numbers be maintained amid federal cuts to substance abuse and mental health services? Joining us now is drug and addiction consultant Stephanie Siete. Good to see you again. Thanks for joining us. All right, my goodness, 27% last year. What's going on here? What happened?
That's awesome. That's significant.
Yes.
Let's just hope it keeps up.
Why do you think it happened?
Again, I will start off with its provisional data only through October of 24, so we've still got some other months to account for. But I think the opioid reversal medication, naloxone, better known as Narcan, played a role. I mean, come on, fentanyl's the deadliest drug in the world, and it has been for some years. Maybe people are paying attention through education and prevention. And sadly, we've seen a lot of lives lost. That's scary to learn about one pill can kill.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like if you hear one-time use, maybe that is a awareness campaign in itself.
And this is the largest one-year decline ever. The next highest, this is 27%. The next highest was 4% in 2018. That said, the numbers still are higher than they were pre-COVID.
Pre-COVID, we were averaging for a couple of years around 70,000 drug overdose deaths. That's still awful. Off camera, you and I were talking about 1980 when we used to say, just say no, the war against drugs is starting. numbers were around 6,100 overdose deaths in 1980. So we've still got a long way to go. We went from 70,000, and I always tell people 30% increase, around 110 for a couple of years. To see this decline into the 80s, it's a good start.
It's a good start. You talked about naloxone, yes. Expanded addiction treatment, is that starting to get a hold? Is that making a difference?
Yes. I mean, I would just say it's all encompassing, right? Like, it can't just be the fentanyl testing strips that are out there so people can test drugs, but that's a good thing. It can't just be naloxone. We don't want people to think, oh my gosh, there's this one drug that'll save my life if I overdose. It's a good harm reduction method, but they've all got to partner up in a sense.
But you also mentioned that maybe the message is getting through that fentanyl is just nothing to fool around with. Is there a shift in drug use right now in this country?
I hope so, because we still see young people dying from it, right? Like, I've been in this field for 25 years. I always explain that I have way too many friends whose kids have died from drug overdoses. And a lot of it is fentanyl and other derivatives of fentanyl. You know, we talk about the opioid crisis, but there are other types of opioids. So that's what's concerning, right? Like, it's not just that. Has there been a shift? Awareness works, maybe. But at the same time, I think people think there are safe measures like naloxone, and we just don't want that to be the only message.
Because I had read that, you know, in terms of the numbers, some of the older folks that were involved in these kinds of things, they've either died off or they're off with other health concerns and they're not involved in these sorts of things. And that might be playing a factor. And B, the younger folks are saying, I don't know, that there might be some shifting in.
I think there is a shift, but you kind of have to always go back to the teen brain as well. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
When you're young and you're invincible and you just don't know any better, there was a time when there was no such thing as fentanyl. Do you know what, I shouldn't say no such thing, but it wasn't being abused. Different drugs were.
Right.
And as they've progressed, they've gotten more dangerous, more potent.
Are you concerned, how concerned are you regarding federal cuts to some of these services for mental health and for addiction?
Super concerned. The community needs resources, right? In theory, opioids are pain management, right? It's not just fentanyl, it's prescription pills. It's a coping mechanism. So do we want people to come up with other coping mechanisms? Sure. Therapies, meditations, what have you, but a lot of this is through funded resources. So it's concerning if there's a hit to the funding.
And the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Administration, it sounds like the Trump administration is thinking of getting rid of that, maybe moving it into CDC. You know, maybe they think it could be administered more effectively in that way. Do they have a point? Is there a way for federal government and the resources therein to better approach this issue?
Again, I think it takes a lot of brains coming together on this one.
Yeah.
It's not a one-all, be-all. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's cyclical. Drugs have never gone away. They cycle around. So it's just different shifts. We're talking about opioids, but the reality is if somebody looks at methamphetamine right now, the potency is at the highest it's been, 97%. So again, it's another type of drug. They're still out there, different drugs.
And still the leading cause of death for people 18 to 44?
For 18 to 44-year-olds.
How long has that been the case?
For many, many years. I remember around COVID, we saw an increase with the 10 to 14-year-old population. Between 20 and 21, drug use, overdose deaths tripled with that young age group. So it's concerning, right? I don't want to just identify this as a problem for one group. It's across the board. And again, let's just say really quickly with fentanyl, if you don't know what it is, it comes in all forms. So you could accidentally poison yourself from it.
Okay, so RFK Jr. gives you a call and puts you in charge of this issue.
Let's do it.
What do you do? What is your plan? What's your strategy?
I mean, we can't arrest it away, but I want law enforcement involved. I'm a big advocate for education and prevention, and we've got to get on the same page with people. We don't want them to learn the hard way. You see a lot of these families that talk about their grief after the fact. How about we don't go down that path? Like, we've got to have mandates, consistent education in our schools, and we don't. And it's got to start earlier. So I think it's, again, a collaboration with schools, community, law enforcement, treatment.
When you say mandates, you mean mandated education.
Yeah.
You know, some parents are not going to want their kids to know anything about this.
Oh, I know that. But at the same time, prevention is before the problem. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they can think, we can turn a blind eye all they want, but it's in our community. You can't ignore it.
Stephanie Siete, again, good to have you here. Good information. Thanks for sharing. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
For thousands of years, humans have looked to the night sky in awe. Ancient sailors used the stars to navigate the seas, philosophers would reflect upon them in thought, and astronomers studied them to learn more about our own planet. Today we're going to visit some of the best spots in Arizona to reconnect with the night, and there's no better way to enjoy the night than on the trail under a full moon.
Thursday night at 7:30 on Arizona PBS.
Anybody sing my love?
Look for a soulful musical drama about the search for salvation in a Depression-era boarding house. Girl from the North Country.
A black child in a white family.
Written by Connor McPherson and featuring the music of Bob Dylan.
A complete unknown.
Critics called it exquisitely heartbreaking and an instant classic.
A rolling stone.
Don't miss Broadway's Girl from the North Country on great performances.
Friday night at 8 on Arizona PBS.
Thinking about the future is something we all share. By preparing an estate plan, you're safeguarding more than just matters of finances and inheritance. You're also guiding future health decisions, providing for loved ones, and creating your legacy. Estate plans help you protect the things that matter most. Put your mind at ease by planning your future today.
The Global Safety Net is an effort to provide a blueprint for mapping and protecting and restoring the natural world with a focus on biodiversity and climate change. To learn more, we welcome Greg Asner. He's director of the ASU Center for Global Discovery and Conservation Science. Greg, good to have you here. Thanks for joining us. We should mention ASU very much involved with this project, correct?
That's right. Good to be here, Eric. And we are at the forefront of this project and many programs that are monitoring the world's biodiversity on land and in the ocean.
Give me a better definition of the global safety net.
So it's one of the latest strategy type analysis and documentation of where can we put our effort, our money, our collaborations around the planet to save the most number of species at this point. The effort, my role in the effort has been mapping these species and understanding where do they exist, where are they living, and what do the opportunities present to us for saving them? What percentage of them can be saved for the future? It's pretty arduous work, and it is global, and the answer depends on where you are on the Earth's surface.
How do you go about doing that? How do you go about figuring out what exists, where, when? And I mean, there's migration to be considered, I would imagine, evolution to be considered. How do you do this?
All true facts. Yeah, that's right. So, it's an interesting combination of satellite technology to understand the habitats for these species, and then gumshoe field level, work to try to figure out what's occupying these different habitats, putting it all together, models, AI, geospatial stuff. It's a lot that goes into this, and I'm speaking for a much larger team and even describing it. But
yeah.
It's been a labor of love and urgency. So that's really what we're dealing with.
Impact on the Sonoran Desert. That's what is very interesting and important to those of us here in Arizona. What are you seeing out there?
Yeah, Sonoran Desert is an example of a unique ecosystem, exists nowhere else on Earth. It has some cousins in other desert ecosystems around the planet, but the species that live in the Sonoran Desert are unique. And so in our mapping, we recognize their uniqueness, not just the habitat, but the animals, the plants that live there. And we try to track their change over time. And that's another region that is undergoing stress and change through drought, heating rates are increasing, land cover change, and so forth. So it's one great local regional example of the entire Earth's surface I'm dealing with.
And Sonoran Desert, correct me if I'm wrong, the most diverse desert in the world?
It is. It's a winner. It gets the ribbon for first place for being the most diverse among the desert systems, and really a treasure, not just for the U.S. but for the world. And it's just another example of what we're after here in this global safety net, to find these places and to do what we can to help decision makers make decisions that are gonna lead to the preservation of these areas.
I noticed that one of the things you were looking at was losing bee pollination. That was one of the measurements you made. Why is that so important?
Yeah, people don't think about it. Animals and ecosystems give us a lot of service. It's not just about the biodiversity and the love of it, although that does drive a lot of people's interest in it. But in this case, bees are pollinators and they're critical for the reproduction of plants. It's, in my world, it's 101.
Yeah.
Including agricultural systems. So bees and other insects are really part and parcel to the ability of farmers to get their work done, for example.
When you're mapping out and you're doing this blueprint thing and you're kind of getting as best you can for right now, how much does the increase factor into what you're doing? Because I would imagine some areas were somewhat stable, some areas gradually going this, some ways they're spiking. I mean, how do you factor all that in?
I feel like I'm in the diagnostic wing of a global medical center where we're monitoring the vital signs of all these ecosystems, planetarily. And you're right, you nailed it. Some are lower on our worry list right now, and some are at the very top. Some of the top ones are coral reefs. Oh. I run a coral reef monitoring program from ASU. Those are really sensitive ecosystems. They're like canaries in the coal mine. They're going away fast. The polar caps, the animals that live, in these traditionally ice-laden areas, also under severe stress. Certain parts of tropical forests and so forth and so on. It just depends on where you're talking, and that's why one blanket statement can't really do it. We've got to look at the whole planet, but look at it with the resolution of the biodiversity that lives there.
Are we nearing the point of no return for some of these ecosystems?
No, I'm not the kind of guy that walks around with hope on my sleeve. I do have hope because of the science and the data that is speaking to me. We are behind in some areas like these coral reefs, and we're keeping up with other areas, certain mountain ecosystems and other spots around the planet. When you see the whole portfolio the way I do, you can see the good, the bad, and the ugly, and you can work with that. There are some that we're going to have a hard time financially, politically, societally to take care of, and others are really front and center, and we can really move them into the future with us as coexisting species on this planet. That's the hard work we're doing. It's pretty scientific and pretty focused on just what's pragmatic, honestly.
So last question. Let's be pragmatic. What's the message here, and what can be done with this info? What do you want to see done with this information?
What I want to see done is international collaboration has got to increase. There has been, as you know, climate change related international collaboration. It's related to this biodiversity problem, but we really got to start thinking about the role of biodiversity with humanity as we go forward. And the work that has to get done is not going to be solved by any one university or NGO or even a country. It's going to have to be a collaboration, and there's got to accelerate that process. And that's what I do is really trying to get folks together to accelerate the process.
Greg Asner, Center for Global Discovery and Conservation Science. Good to have you here. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for the time. Appreciate it.
At the entrance of Bullhead City's Community Park on State Route 95 is a marker honoring northeastern Arizona's vital relationship with the Colorado River. For nearly 30 years, in the mid-1800s, commercial steamships served the mining communities of northern Arizona, hauling supplies from as far downriver as Yuma. Cargo was unloaded at nearby Hardyville, often returning downstream with barge loads of local ore. Bull's Head Rock, from which Bullhead City derived its name, was located just upstream. The escarpment was used as a navigation marker and the point where Mojave Indians forded the river. Bull's Head Rock was submerged in 1953 with the building of Davis Dam. Today, the Colorado is still Bullhead City's lifeblood. Jet skis have replaced the steamships, and Laughlin, Nevada's casinos just across the river have replaced the mines, mining tourist wallets instead of the ore from the mountains.
I'm Jeff Bennett. Tonight on the NewsHour, President Trump confronts South Africa's president over false claims of white genocide. That's at 6 on Arizona PBS.
The third annual Oscar Knobloch Holocaust Impact Video Creator Contest is a competition among Arizona high school and middle school students who are charged with producing YouTube videos using the stories of Holocaust survivors. Oscar Knobloch survived the Holocaust and is an author of a book that details his experiences. Anthony Fusco is the Holocaust Education Director for the Arizona Jewish Historical Society, and Zachariah Chief is a student at the Dischibaco Community School in Navajo County. Did I get it right there, Zach? Okay, good enough. Good to have you both here. Thank you so much for joining us. Anthony, I'm going to start with you. What's this contest all about, and why did you decide to make it, or whoever made the decision, to make it a contest?
Well, thanks for the questions. You know, when it comes down to it, it's a voice for the voiceless. For many of our survivors, we have about 70 of them in the Valley. These students are providing them and those that they have lost a chance to educate, to learn about the darkest days of human history.
And the idea was, the goal was, what, like 3 minutes or so of a YouTube video?
Yeah, thanks to our partners, Helios Education Foundation, for providing stipends to 7 lucky teachers to have their students partake in this conversation and this contest. We were, of course, fortunate to have 18 entries this year regarding this contest. And again, the idea is to provide an emotional connection, utilizing student creation, solving problems, especially with our survivors, with calls to action coming from their survival stories.
Very good. Zachariah, how did you get involved with all this?
When I was at school, I just made poems here and there, and then my teacher seen that I liked to make poems, and then he asked me if I should make a poem for the Holocaust, and I did. And I did a few for some veterans that are sadly passed away a long time ago.
Yes.
And then, yeah, that's how I got involved, and this is where I am.
Yeah. What was it difficult to do this? I mean, you said you made some poems earlier, so you're in that creative mindset anyway.
Yeah.
How was that different than what this was?
I had to probably go in depth in how everything went, and at the same time, I probably had to, let's just say, it's like dreaming or something like that, but instead of dreaming, you have to imagine it in your own imagination, and I had to search up and how it was, and search how everything happened to the people that are the Holocaust survivors had to go through.
Yes.
And I had to, let's just say, put myself in the way they felt when they were young.
That's interesting. He said that because that has to be a goal here, to get that message across to everyone, including those who made the films.
Well, thanks. You know, when it comes down to the digital libraries that many of our organizational partners have, like the Phoenix Holocaust Association, which of course we work with closely, as well as the Bureau of Jewish Education, we have a number of digital libraries with the Robert Sutz We Remember collection, which is a number of different testimonies, over 200, that a local artist who's 95 years young has been sort of collating over the last 30 years, but also our webinars. He's learned and utilized a lot of different resources for this project. And he also made extremely interesting comparisons to that of the Holocaust and Native American genocide as well.
Yes. Yeah. Did you see that connection?
Yes.
Did you feel that connection?
Yes. I felt it, and because Native Americans went through a lot, same thing as the Holocaust, the Jewish people went through. And pretty much we were how would you say it, shut away from society, or something like that way, put on reservations, and yeah.
Did you now you spoke to your Holocaust survivor? Did you do the interview?
No,
okay.
I had to search it up.
Okay, so you searched it out. Did it feel like you were hearing from an elder?
Yeah, something like that way, yeah.
A little bit of a connection there?
Yeah, but I did speak to, what was his name again?
Oscar.
Oscar, yeah.
Oh, you spoke to Oscar?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it was kind of, it was emotional, and I seen a video of, what was the video again?
Robert Sutz.
Robert Sutz.
Yeah.
I seen the video of how he went through and everything, and I did it was emotional, but I just know that I couldn't cry because it's been a while since I cried. So
wow. Well, you did a great video. It was really well done. It was wonderful to see that basically what you did is you put some pictures there.
Yeah.
And you put some words there, the words of Oscar, I would imagine.
Yeah.
And it works. And Anthony, I think it obviously works. What are you hearing from other students?
Well, since legislation passed in 2021 to make it mandatory or required to teach the Holocaust twice and other genocides from 7th to 12th grades, we're finding that there is a greater need for this education, especially with the rise of hate around the world and here locally. You know, this is all a project that's underway. We've raised $42 million to build the Hilton Family Holocaust Education Center. June 5th will be our groundbreaking. It's students like this young man right here that gives me hope, optimism, and inspiration for the future.
Well, that's great to hear, and it's good to have you both here. Anthony, congratulations on the contest, and Zachariah, thank you so much, and congratulations.
Yes.
You did a wonderful project here. You should be proud of yourself.
Yeah.
Thank you both.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
And that is it for now. I'm Ted Simons. Thank you so much for joining us. You have a great evening.